Welcome back. My name is Guy, and if you've watched any of my build videos, you know that I rely very heavily on my router table. So today I'd like to talk to you about the Incra Mast-R-Lift II router lift and the Incra Clean Sweep dust collection system for your router table. The Mast-R-Lift II is made for Incra by Jessom, and the plate on this is a beefy 3/8 inch thick. It's made out of solid aluminum, and it comes in the standard 9 1/4 by 11 3/4 inch plate size that fits most router tables. There's also a Mast-R-Lift II available in a slightly smaller size that's compatible with the Rockler router table and fits some other brands as well. It also incorporates in the design multi-position motor pads that provide compatibility with 18 different motors. Let's take a closer look. First, let's talk about the obvious benefits of having a router lift in your router table. It allows height adjustments to be made from above the router and also allows you to change bits from above the router table. This lift does all that, however it does it in a very precise and accurate way. It has a 16 TPI threaded shaft to raise and lower the motor very quickly, and Jessom has also added a way to provide tension to the threaded rod that removes backlash when you adjust it, which is very cool. There's also a dedicated cam lock to lock the router in place for extended routing operations. The Incra Mast-R-Lift II incorporates their exclusive Magna-Lock rings, and these just simply drop into place and are held securely by magnets, and these can be leveled from the top with the included Allen wrench. Let's take this over to the router table and I can show you how this all works. So after you've installed your motor in the lift, it just simply drops in your router table. Now there's 10 different screws that can be accessed from the top. There's an Allen key that's included, of course, and that allows you to level the lift to your top. There's also this really nice cam lock feature right here, which lets you tighten this down so the lift does not move inside your router table once it's installed. I'd like to show you how easy it is to set the bit height on this and how accurate it really is. So I'm going to use a brass setup bar. I'm not going to use it in the conventional way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up against my router bit. I'm going to slowly lower the lift, lower the motor, until it just clears this brass setup bar. Right there. Now I'm going to zero out my dial. Each full spin of this dial represents 1/16 of an inch. So if I want 1/4 of an inch, I should be able to turn it 4 times and get 1/4 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me spin the bit around here. So I'm going to take one of these digital readouts. I'm going to put it on here. So right now I'm zeroed out. I'm at 246. I'm 4/1000ths of an inch off. 4/1000ths is the thickness of a sheet of paper. So I want to raise that up to get a perfect 0.250. Each little tick mark on this dial represents 2/1000ths of an inch. So if I move it up 2 of these. Next, I'd like to talk about the Incra Clean Sweep Downdraft Dust Collection Cabinet. This cabinet will fit under almost any router table. It's got a door on the front that can be lowered so you can get at the router underneath to change the speeds. On the bottom there's a 4-inch port for dust collection that can be opened and closed with this slider right here. It can also be purchased in a set with these 6 different inserts that fit into the Magna-Lock ring set on the router plate. These have some really nice machined openings right here that help the dust get from the router table into the cabinet and into your dust collection system. Let me show you how this all works. Now over here on my router table, I've got one already installed. Inside you can see the Incra Mast-R-Lift II along with my router. I can easily get at the speed adjustment. And if you close this door, there's a 4-inch dust port like I mentioned, and I can open that up and get really good dust collection from underneath the router table. Now this is one of the standard plates that comes with the Incra Mast-R-Lift II, and like I said, those are just held down by magnets. Now when you turn the router on and you're doing, let's say, a dadoing operation where you don't have the fence back here with dust collection on it to help clean that up, this dust is just going to go everywhere. The only way it can get down into the cabinet below is right around the bit right here. Let's take this out. And when I put one of the clean sweep rings in here, you notice all these extra vents. So when this is going to actually be pulling the dust down into the cabinet a lot more effectively. Let's see this in use and I can show you how good it actually is. I've raised that 3/4 inch bit up to 3/8 of an inch. I've got a cherry board here and I'm getting ready to create a groove in it. Now most people, when they have dust collection on the router table, they only have it in the fence. That's not going to work at all here because the fence is way over here. All the wood is covering that up. It's never going to get in there. So let's cut this groove in here and let's see what kind of mess we make. So as you can see, my router table is a mess. There's dust and dirt everywhere on it. The dust flew out a couple feet onto the floor in front. Let me get the clean sweep ring in here. We'll turn on a dust collection and see how well that does. Well, I've cleaned up the router table. I'm telling you, I'm glad I only had to do that once. It left quite a mess. I've got the clean sweep ring installed. I've got the fence moved over a little bit. I'm going to do that same operation and let's see how well this works. Well, here's the dust that didn't get captured when I made that cut. There's a few little chips here, but nothing really to speak of. There's nothing on the floor in front of it. Let me show you that. Again, very effective dust collection. I'd much rather have to clean up this tiny little mess than what I showed you before. As you can see, the Incra Mast-R-Lift II is what I would consider the best router lift on the market today. It's heavy-duty design, smooth operation, locking cam. The precision and the accuracy of it are just fantastic. And when you combine it with the clean sweep dust collection system and the clean sweep Magnalock rings, you not only have a great router lift system, you have awesome dust collection as well. Thanks so much for watching and we'll see you next time.